Good evening, everyone. We're getting ready to discuss the danger in leaving a narcissist. Many of you have said, I'm ready to leave, and he is acting very strange. And you are saying that I feel kind of uncomfortable because he's acting so different. Let's talk about what happens when you leave a narcissist or when you're about to leave a narcissist. Hello there, Ernestine. Hey, Danielle. Thank you for being with us. When you're about to leave a narcissist, any professional will tell you that needs to be your quietest moments. Do not inform him because it can also be your most dangerous time because the narcissist is in need of control and they don't know how to handle grief. They don't know how to dispel an injury because you leaving them feels like an injury. It feels like abandonment. Hello there, Jesus girl Betty. She said, yes, you cannot tell them because it would be worse. You have to do it in silence. Absolutely. You never tell him that because he's going to try or she's going to try to counteract everything you do. And it's a dangerous time because they feel like you're trying to strip them of the control they have. And when the narcissists don't have control, they feel off kilter because a narcissist has to have control. You want to know the highest level of control capacity? That's a narcissist. Everything is about control. Everything is about them being in the forefront. Hello there, Taravia. We are talking about one of the most dangerous times is when you leave a narcissist. Because when you leave the narcissist, instead of the narcissist leave you, when the narcissist leave you, that's called a discard. When you leave the narcissist, that's called escape. And the narcissists feel like no one should escape them. No one. They feel like you should always be trauma bonded by their power. And they feel like they should always be in control. And the narcissists feel like you should always want to be with them, even when you have suffered tremendous abuse. The narcissists think you should feel entitled to be with them when you are trying to get away for your own soundness, your own peace of mind. Especially when there's children involved. This can be a very dangerous time when you are leaving. You don't say anything. Jesus girl said it like nobody else's business. And that is so true. You do it in silence. Jesus girl Betty said you don't even say anything. You don't tell them you're leaving because they're going to counteract your plan. And it could turn fatal. They can unalive you because you got to remember sympathy is not one of their best features. And you want to leave, and automatically the narcissist thinks there's somebody else. There's somebody else that is taking over their property. There's somebody else that you want to go to. And it could be none of those things, but the narcissists don't know that. And they're not thinking you are tired of their abuse because they think that you should feel entitled, even being abused. And then they feel like they are the victim. And they will play victim, especially the covert, the vulnerable narcissist. They will play that till here. Everybody has left me, and there you go. You told me you would never leave me. You are leaving me like everybody else left me. You abandoned me like everybody else abandoned. And you are thinking, all that you've done, you did serial cheating. You were physically violent to me. You talked to me and degraded me. That doesn't matter to the narcissist. Jesus girl Betty said, yes, they have no sympathy. She says all about them. No sympathy. They will hurt you really bad. She said, and mess everything up in your life, even the children. See, the children is an extension of them. So they feel like they have rights. They are entitled to do whatever to the kids. And you can't trust them, especially when you leave and all of a sudden they start cooking, all of a sudden they want to prepare you drinks. You cannot do that. And the narcissist, you may notice an aggression even in the passive, covert narcissist. There's an aggression. You say, why would anybody want to leave the passive narcissist? Because they still a narcissist. They still self-absorbed. They still have grandiosity. They still have no sympathy. And then they have counterfeit love. They still. And just because they are passive don't mean that they won't cheat. When they need supply and you want a gray rock, they are going to cheat. Common narcissist reaction. They start hoovering you in the house. Have you ever had a house hoover where they start love bombing you in the house? And you're like, but I'm already here. What are you doing? A narcissist have a sixth sense about you leaving them. They know when you come to the end of the rope, your frequency change, your energy change, your level change. They can feel you coming to a conclusive place. They can feel it. Then everything you wanted them to do, they start doing, which shows you they could have did it all along. They didn't have the risk to do it. They didn't have the sacrifice to do it. They didn't have the threat of you leaving to do it, because really some narcissists think you're not going anywhere. They think it'll be too difficult for you to leave, and you love them too much. And they bank on those emotions, anger and aggression. They can become enraged. I mean, enraged. The most passive narcissist, the most vulnerable narcissist. They never showed aggression. They argued, they enraged, but all they were mouth. But there's something you see in them. You see something different in their eyes this time. There's a different caliber of anger. There's a different caliber of rage. You may even get the narcissist stare, where the eyes turn totally black. And I mean, that's the whole eye is totally black. And when you look into those eyes, it's a hatred beyond description. And it's penetrable. It's like it goes through your bones. That much hatred. And you didn't think anybody could hate that much, especially them. And you have never encountered such a look, such a frequency of hate. And you believe, as a matter of fact, you do more than believe. You know they can hurt you. Or the kids. You know that. And you're thinking, I never thought in a million years that I would feel threatened by this person. The narcissist is still a narcissist. Even though you don't have a diagnosis, you look up and you see 5 out of 9, 6 out of 9, sometimes all 9 traits. And you think, this can't be good. And then another thing they will do, they will start a smear campaign. They will start a smear campaign. They will start bringing in flying monkeys, people that you care about. Usually when the narcissists want to do damage, they go after the people you love. I mean, they are courteous, hospitable, I mean generous to the people that they know have impact in your life, influence in your life. People that will influence you and support you. They go after them. And then they go to the pity mode. I'm doing everything I can. I don't know why she's mistreating me like this. And then they start telling what you're doing. And you're not doing anything. They're gaslighting. And most people, because of the spirit of persuasion with the narcissist, so if they're crying, that spirit gets behind them and envelop that emotion, send out the frequency of that emotion. The whole atmosphere is filled with that emotion, because that's the spirit that's working. And if it's rage, the raging spirit is working. So there's rage, if there's pity in the atmosphere, it's all negative. Notice the emotion of the narcissist. When it comes to love, it's mirror, it's reflective. When it comes to negative behavior, it's outward, it's giving. They know how to do that because of the holes they have in their own life. And then what they do, they start ignoring you, making you feel guilty, making you feel hungry. And when the narcissists know you're leaving, what you wanted from them, they start giving you. They start giving you attention. They start giving you affection. They start loving you, rubbing your feet, rubbing your back, taking the kids to school, picking them up. You don't have to pick them up. I got them. You come home, the house is spotless. And he's working, and the house is spotless. He even stopped to get dinner, or he makes dinner. And what happened? He's pulling you back into that group. This is an in-house Hoover. He's behind you in everything you do. He's behind you in everything you say. He makes sure there's nothing else you need, nothing else you want. If you need something, he go buy it. When other time, he tell you use your own money. He's not your bank. But now he don't mind being your bank, because he have picked up that you are coming to the end of this thing, that you want to leave. And when he start all of that, that's why it get dangerous, because he's reinvesting. He's putting himself back in it. And listen to his word. Look what I'm doing for you, and you don't care. Look what I'm giving you, and you don't care. I'm giving you all of this, and you haven't even noticed. Yeah, you did notice, but you just started doing this. We've been married for 15 years. And we have 4 kids. Out of 15 years, you've never done this. And even the kids are older. And when the kids are older, they take the kids and impress them and then speak against you. Because the narcissists want everybody on their side. That's all they care about, is the win. And sometimes the making up is so good, you forget about the problem. And as once you make up with the narcissist and he gets you where he wants you, the mask come off and you see all of it was a ploy. He didn't mean what he said. She said, yes, they are good at rolling out the red carpet and pulling you back in. Yep. Because you got to remember, in the beginning, he reflected you. In the beginning, he mirrored you. So in mirroring you, he gave you back to you. And you fell in love with that. You fell in love that he can give you take a selfie. He gets behind you and take a selfie. And then after he take the selfie with you in the front and him behind, he get in front of the selfie and begin to reflect the image. And you thinking, he knows what I like. He's just like me. No, that's you being reflected. It's the imagery. It's the mirror effect. And then you put your guards down. He start feeling you getting back into position. You start staying. You start wanting to stay. He start wanting you to stay. And he only wants you to stay for what he had you there in the beginning. His reason for you being there haven't changed. You changed. You said you'll give him another chance. You said it may not be all that bad. You said he must really love you. You said that you must got it wrong. And then you notice, as you begin to yield, as you begin to put your guards down, as you begin to lay your will down, lay your thoughts down, things start to change. The mask starts to fall off. He starts to slip with his tongue. Because before it was all positive things. Now he's slipping with his tongue. He's saying some of everything. And then when the mask come off, you hate that you didn't leave. And each time you were going to leave, each time you plan to leave, have you noticed it gets harder and harder to leave? Because that trauma bond has kicked back in. And remember the two words, put them together, trauma, bond. You bond the tape to the floor, the carpet to the floor. You bond the pictures on the wall. You bond them together. So they would stay where they are, hang where they are. Sometimes the narcissist wants you to hang where you are. And he hang you on this hook that is made for just more than what they are using it for. See, leaving a narc is a process on its own. It is. It's a very dangerous process because they feel like you are robbing them. And you're like, I'm trying to hold on to my life. They think, what life? You don't have a life but the one I gave you. You don't have a life but the one I secured you. I am taking care of you. I am giving you a life. Because the narcissist is going to take responsibility for everything. That's good. She said strategy is paramount. See, and this is why we tell people, when you have planned to leave, it's not when you start talking. This is one of the most silent moments out of all the relationship. You don't voice anything. You keep your words to yourself. Keep your power to yourself. And you plan. Especially when you have children. You can't just leave. You say, how can my children rest assured in a situation like this? In a situation like this, the only guarantee you have is the life of the word. When that word come alive, no one crosses that word when it comes to your destiny. No one. Leaving a narcissist is dangerous within itself. The narcissist knowing you're going to leave, that is really dangerous. When you're leaving, they tell you, don't say anything. Don't let them see them packing your clothes. You pack things in smaller versions and you put it away. You get a new phone, a secure phone where you can pay for the minutes you get, but you don't put your phone down. You rewrite your mail. You don't keep your mail coming to your house, and he has access to the mail. Think about it. Let me see what she says here. Jesus girl Betty said, over 30 years I had no idea about the narcissist, but I didn't tell him that I was leaving. She said, I left when he left and went to the shelter and did not look back. Since every now and then he stick. Silence is protection. Absolutely. When you're planning to leave someone that you know have the ability to hurt you, why would you tell them? You do business as usual, as you do the unusual, and keep silent. She said, he stick his head up and tried to hoover me. Oh. Jesus girl Betty said he stick his head up and tried to hoover her. I know you said, well, everything I went through, I'm not desperate for companionship. That's what you have to do. I'm not desperate for companionship. And you want him to know you are totally wrong. And the fact that you did everything you can do, Now he's thinking, I can't let her leave. I won't let her leave. Not with the children, not with any of the things that belong to the house. Don't let him hear you talking on the phone. And he look up one day and you out of there. You got the kids and you gone. And believe me, he's going to call around to every shelter. He's going to hit your family up because they are deeply wounded when the property or when the supply leaves. He'll wait it out. If you're on your own, he'll wait it out until there's no more waiting to do. Listen to this. After he do the smear campaign, it's a backup plan. He always planned for you to come back because the narcissist believe you just can't do without them. So he makes a plan. He makes a plan to hoover you in the house. He make a plan to pamper you in the house, to love bomb you, because he knows what you want. He start coming home. He stops staying in the streets. All the stuff that you wanted at first, he wouldn't dare give it to you. You cannot be careful of what you say in the house because you could be recorded, taped, and spied on. And he knows your every move. And then you wonder how he know your move because he's spying on you. Hello there. How are you, Karen? I'm glad you are on. She said, yeah, my daughter recently got married. He followed me around, kept me trying to take pictures of me and my baby daughter, and told him to move away. Oh, you told him to move away. Your baby daughter told him to move away. You know why? Because as they get older, things make sense. You always tell the truth. You use wisdom in how you tell the truth. But you never bash them. You never bash them. Because as they get older, they're going to see all his traits. And then you know what? They're going to be sympathetic with what you went through. And what you got to remember, it's all about control. The grief you sent is a false grief. They have learned how to act. Even get in the mirror and practice crying. Practice being sorrowful, as long as it gets your attention. She said, apologies, I missed what you said. She said, accidentally changed the screen. What happened? We're talking about the dangers of the narcissist, how dangerous they can be, Karen, when you leave. They are the most dangerous, so you have to be quiet. You cannot let them know you're leaving. You have to make your plans with friends that's not attached to the narcissist, friends that are not a flying monkey, family members. If he can't stand them, that's the one you want. But those he prays, he loves, those the one you don't ever talk to. Because they become flying monkeys. And they're going to sympathize with the narcissist. You got a good man. He's so wonderful. He's so good. Yeah, he's good now because he's threatened. The narcissist is not totally crazy. They understand when what they did is concluded. They understand when you only got 2 more pages in the book and then it's read. It's over. They understand that. And because the narcissists hate abandonment, rejection, They hate accountability. They're going to do everything in their power, including in-house Hoover and love bombing, future faking. I know we didn't do this, but I promise you, if future faking, and they want to breadcrumb you all the way from their last saying to now. And out of 15, 20 years, nothing they said, they did. Very few. It was always an excuse, always something that's going to happen. That's why when you start packing, little by little, Karen, you can put the domestic violence number up and that information. Because usually if you've been with the narcissist a while, they weigh heavy on your finances. She said, yes, narcissists are great actors. I have been stalked for over 5 years since escaping. She said, even though he's remarried, this is the 4th time I've had to move. Because you always belong to the narcissist. You got to remember, the narcissist consider you as his property. And he don't care if you remarry. He don't care if there's children involved that belong to somebody else. You could be away from the narcissist for 10 years and have 3 more kids. He would take ownership of those kids. Why? Because it came with his property. And it's dangerous because some narcissists will unalive the new husband or the new wife because that's their property. She says, for some reason, I'm unable to see my comments. Can you see them? Yeah. Did you say something other than what I last said, Danielle? Because I just saw these, but I didn't see if you was doing the other comment. Yeah, I don't see any other comments. The last comment is silence is protection. And Karen has just gave the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233, 1-800-799-SAFE, SAFE. She said, you ask a local domestic violence advocate. She said, ask for a local domestic violence advocate. She said they will help with the education about abuse and court restraining orders. Danielle said, okay, I'll go out and come back in. Okay, Karen, Danielle's going to go out and come back in. Okay, Danielle, because we're not getting her comments. So when you are leaving, you are extremely quiet. And they notice something different because you're not as talkative. You don't cease to argue back at them. You get to a point where there's no argument. There's only action in the next processes. So what I'm going to do is what I need to do. And you be you be very, very, very quiet about what you do. Because he's trying to fill out what's going on. And he's very uncomfortable. She's very uncomfortable. She said, Danielle, that happened to me last week. She said, my comments suddenly did not appear too. Okay, so let's see Karen, as Danielle go out and come back in. Let's look for her comments. And if we don't see them up, I'm going to need you to comment to her that she's not coming in like she should. But when your spouse has started to be threatening, when you see those black eyes, which is the narcissist stare, and you will know it, because once you see it, you will never forget it. The hate in those eyes, oh my God. It's like looking in the face of the enemy. And you're seeing those eyes filled with hatred. And they're looking right at you like they're looking through you. And what shocks you is that They can actually have that much hatred toward you. Excuse me. The person that they say they love, the person that you believe loved you, honey, you cannot mistake that stare and that behavior. Because how you turn off from being totally evil until now you can't get enough of me. It's like being bipolar. You done turn 180 degrees right away, quickly. And you're trying to figure out what is going on. The narcissist has perceived that you've changed, that you don't want what you've had, that you're willing to sacrifice whatever to move forward. Especially when you got kids. Sometimes the kids be the sober mechanism. You think, I can't let my kids go through this? I won't let my kids continue to go through this. I will not let them hurt. And you can tell things start happening. You know, the kids start wetting the bed, wetting on themselves. They start feeling nauseated. Oh, Danielle, great, she said, I'm back. You know, they start pooping on themselves. You get a call from the school. They got these headaches. They got problems sleeping. They're regurgitating. And you're trying to figure out what's going on with them. Their whole system is off from the mistreatment that you've had. They don't know what to do. They can't do anything. So they become reactionary. Their bodies start to react. Because they want their mama liberated. When you are miserable, the kids are miserable. And the one thing you can't do, you can't hide from your babies. They know you. And that's why they are asking you, Mom, what's wrong? And you say, oh, nothing, baby. Everything's okay. They know everything ain't okay. They can't be descriptive, but they know what they feel. And it don't feel right, Mom. And you're trying to protect them, and you start hurting them really by not using wisdom. You don't bash your father, but you got to tell them truth so they can rest it. She said the narcissist would notice the change in their prey. She said once a person no longer reacts negative to the evil behavior, and the narcissist will increase the pressure, gray rock, until the narc is violent. Well, that can be very serious. When you pick up this cold, misty, pasty environment, get out. There's something else in the house, and it's not good. Get out. If you don't have nowhere to go, Karen just gave us the domestic violence hotline, 1-800-799-SAFE. And that's a universal number. That's a universal number. And now it's around the holidays. Usually they are worse around the holidays. And they really afraid for you to go anywhere. They're afraid for you to go to dinner with your family. They start complaining because you want to go to dinner. They start making up excuses why you shouldn't go because they know you want to leave. The narcissists are very perceptive. They're very sensitive in the perception. They can feel your energy, and they feed off your energy. Remember, they need fuel. The fuel is your behavior. The fuel is your energy. The fuel is the end result of what they're doing, how you're reacting to it. They feast on it. And then when you gray rock, they don't know what to do. Why? Because they can't quite put their hands on it. Because this is happening, but you're acting different. You're acting different from the way you used to act. You used to succumb. You used to react. You used to just bawl and squawk. You're not doing that anymore. So the narcissist is trying to get their footing. And when he feels that, a lot of times he's trying to make another permanent supply. But permanent supply take a lot of work. It take a lot of energy. And if you were in the house with him and you not running off, he's trying to make another permanent supply, then that supply got to have everything. The supply got to have the house, she got to have the job, she got to have the car. Why? Because he don't have anything because he was living on you. And now you're not distributing because most of the stuff you had is gone. He took it and used it, abused it. And now you're on the decrease. So he found another supply who's a major entity in the realm of the elite. And he started using up her supply. And she don't know that he's a narcissist. And he goes with this sad story of how you abused him, and they don't realize he's the abuser. And they believe him. And they start catering to him. And he picked up that they're weak emotionally because he can cater, he gets catered to by them from the lies he tells, the gaslighting. And you're not able to discern it. And you're not able to discern it because you met them over the internet instead of meeting them in person. Sometimes you have to watch how you get it to make sure you really want it. Because sometimes what you get is not what you really wanted. Therefore, if you are planning to leave, what I would say is to make sure there's somebody in your corner. Make sure you have somebody with you. Yep, they definitely notice. They are very perceptive. Karen's a trigger warning. If the narcissist is physically abusive to their supply, great walk may not be the best. No, it won't. She said the increased pressure can be violence. Get the advice from a local DV advocate to help with the escape plans. What they will do is locate where you are. They will locate the safety factor based on how he is. Sometimes he may shock them because you may have a narcissist that's not normally violent. But once they realize you're leaving, their whole character change. You ain't never seen them like that. But they've never been threatened like that. No matter what they did, excuse me, they knew you would be there. There's something different about you now. They know you have the propensity to pack up and leave. And you're seeing that the way they look at you. And they look from you to the kids. Because when the narcissists want to hurt, they choose the mean whereby they want to hurt you. And they know they can't hurt you worse than doing something to those children. So you start being overprotective of what they eat, what they drink, about where they sleep. And you halfway sleep because you don't want the narcissist doing anything to them. Hello there. How are you, Kenyatta? And so the narcissist they do great damage. Especially to the kids. Because you remember the most vulnerable to the narcissist is the one they overtake. The narcissist is not going to use somebody to stand up to them because that's confrontational. And they only allow the confrontation when they know they can win. See? And when they know they can win, they put it on. Against you, your children, your parents. They put it on. Be wise. Don't tell anybody. Sometimes when you're planning to leave, you can't even tell your best friend until things get into motion. She said the most dangerous time is just before and just after escaping from them. She said escaping from a cluster B disorder, man or woman. The covert narcissist is concerned about what others think about their image. And this is Christ in CLC. Hello, I've been 38 years and I am at, she said, I've been 38 years and I'm at wit's end. Ooh, that's a long time. Of course. Because it got worse over the years. He got stronger against you over the years. He done got used to you. See, he done broke you in like a shoe. One of the best wearing shoes is a shoe you done broke in. It don't hurt. It's well formed to your feet. You use it a lot. So it's more comfortable. It's more relaxed than any other shoe. And it feels good. You can move in that shoe. Even though it don't look good, it feels good. And that's the way it is with the narcissist. It doesn't feel good. But the narcissist think it is good. You should let me use you. Because the more the narcissist use you, the more complicit he's going to get with you. He's used to what you do. He need a new shiny toy. And that's why I allow him at this point serial cheat. But you better not think about it. You better not think about going anywhere. They want to master the moment. They want to master the time. They want to master who comes in your life, who goes out of your life. They want to master the children with you. When it comes to you, everything that touches you touches him. Think about that. She said, your analogy, the broken in shoe. Oh, yeah. It's easy. When they break you in, they just slide in there. It's no wrestle. It's no battle. And then the wearer of the shoe itself is broken in. Then the person who wears the shoe wears a broken shoe. So it's comfortable for the shoe and it's comfortable for the person in the shoe. No matter how many times they slip in and out. The narcissist, no matter how much she slip in and out, he always got an excuse for what he does. And it's going to always be your fault. So when you talk about leaving, he said, I don't know how you think about leaving me. When I done did everything, I'm the one who should be leaving. She said, I can't go no more. I don't walk very well. Oh my God, baby girl. The only thing about that, you got to have somebody that can assist you. Karen put the domestic hotline up. Look under cluster B free, Karen, 7685. Look under her. And look what she put up, the domestic hotline. And once you get it, just take a snapshot of it. And then once you talk to him when he's not there. Go to the library. Yeah, of course, it's always your fault. And it's going to always be your fault. They're not going to lay claim to anything. And if you stay with him another 20 years, it's going to be worse. They're not going to get better. And because you can't walk very well, he probably think you don't ever go anywhere. Because you can't. You have limitations. But you can call that domestic hotline. And they will help you. But don't do it in the house just in case he got some recorders or cameras. Go outside, and if you cannot, you're going to have to talk very low in the bathroom. Talk in the bathroom when he's not home. Because a lot of times they don't tape in the bathroom. Because they don't want to be that involved. In these 5 minutes, what I want to tell you is when you are leaving, that is one of the most vulnerable times. with the narcissist. You're going to have a whole entourage of emotions. Guilt may be even one of them. How dare you leave? You got the kids. He's the dad. That has nothing to do with it. She said you may reach out by email at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Come on. Being on here, Christy, I want you to write me. I want you to write me. Write me. And when you do, you probably need to do it where he can't pull up that email. He can't go back and look on that email. She said, I escaped after 33 years. This is Karen. She said, if you are worried about being overheard, she said, then call from outside of your home. Be careful not to let the neighbors hear. Absolutely. Even, Christy, do you have friends? Do you have friends or a family member that he don't like? My life, my kids are over 30 years old, and they live elsewhere. Where? Do you have anybody that you can connect with, that you can trust, and that is not with him? Do you have anybody that you can trust and anybody you can connect with? She said one or two friends. Is he friends with them? Is he friend? Yes. I would not connect with them because they're flying monkeys. If you tell them anything, they're going to go back and tell him. He's going to know all your plans so he can counteract it. Is he physical with you or is he just verbal? Because both of them can be abuse. Is he physical with you? Christy, is he physical with you? So he is physical. If you say yes, put yes again. Is he physical with you? Because that's abuse. And it can be, she says, not friends with them. Not anymore. I don't know whether I would still trust that though. Can you trust that? Are you afraid to call the domestic hotline for help? Are you afraid of that? Christy, please have your doctors give you a disability status for public transportation. She said an paratransit vehicle can take you away from home, like a doctor's office, and make the call. Yes. So he will get physical with her. So, Christy, we come on Clubhouse on Tuesday. Now, next Tuesday I will not be on, but the Tuesday after that. But you can email me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Karen, I need you to put your address up. This is Cluster B Free Karen. Very detailed. She is also a life coach. Put your information up. You can either write her or write me. Now, Karen got a lot of resources that she can give to you. Where are you located, Christy? Where are you located? She said, I've watched you several times. I'm glad, baby. I'm glad that I can help. You're in Missouri. Oh, man. We're going to be in Missouri in August. We're going to be there for 4 days. Have you ever heard of Glory Fellowship Church? I'm going to get that. I need you to write me. Christine, if you can be away from home for several hours, call your local 211 and ask for access hotline. In 2 hours or so, a case worker will become anywhere to meet you. Bring important paperwork. Karen, did you put your email down? Did you put your email down? There's my email. Now, Karen, put your email down, please. And Christy, I need you to feel free to write. That's cluster B. That's cluster B free. And that word B is just the letter of the alphabet. CLUSTERB free at gmail.com. All right, y'all. Christy, I need you to write me. Write me and then take a snapshot of Karen's email and her website. Take a snapshot of it and make sure you write her and write me. We are concerned about you. We are here for you, and there is a way out. You don't have to stay and be abused. Doesn't matter how long you've been with him. You probably think you're going to die with him. You don't have to. There is life, but you got to want it enough to take it. All right, so I'm looking for you to email me and email Karen, and I am looking to see you next time. She said, just found out about Narcissist 5 years ago. Yeah, I know. And it seems impossible, but it's not impossible. It seems like there's no way out. There's always a way out. God makes a way of escape. And all I need for you to do is trust the process. Karen, information is there. Take a snapshot of her information. Take a snapshot of my information. And let us help you. All right? I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. And I want to wish everybody a Merry, Merry Christmas. And to you, Christy, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Karen has put down download the Clubhouse. And the one thing about the Clubhouse, there's audio so you can hear us and we can hear you. So we want you to come. The next time I'll be on is, I think, the 30th, which is the Tuesday after the holidays. Because remember, next week, I will not be on at all. So next Wednesday, because it's Christmas Eve, I will not be on. I will see you the Wednesday after that. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. And Christy, I'm looking for you to write me. God bless everybody. Merry Christmas.